All right, we're back for another episode number 5, NHL Puck Drop, DDSN Nation, all the hockey fans, welcome in. We'll go ahead and recap last night, how we did, and then jump into tonight's games. There's only 4. 2 of them will be on TNT, TBS, Turner, whatever, and the other 2 will be on ESPN Plus for those that have it. Let's get into it because it was a losing day, losing night, first losing night in a few days for us, but sometimes that happens. Pretty much all flipped on the last 2 games of the night. At least our last 2 games. We didn't have a play on the Carolina game. But yeah, so right now our record is 21-22. We're down a little less than a unit, 90 cents, $90, however you want to put it, 0.9 units. So let's get into it. Let's go over last week's or yesterday's games before we jump into tonight, see where we were right, wrong, what we could do better. All right. So first game was the Oilers Rangers. We had the Oilers that cash, but we also had the over. Didn't get any help from the Rangers. Should have known better. We know this offense is dead, but I thought that the Oilers were going to get more goals, and they didn't. I believe that was a 2-0 final. So that was not great, but still, we got the Oilers. We won. Next game was the Lightning Capitals. We didn't have anything on this. We talked about this yesterday. I thought the Capitals were in a good situation with the Lightning coming off a back-to-back, as well as the under. Both of those cash. We didn't have it, so we missed out on that. Predators, Maple Leafs. Maple Leafs dominated this game, but the Predators kept coming back. We did get the puck line, and we got it late. I believe they ended up winning 7-4. Way closer than it should have been, though. But we cashed that one. Cracking Canadians. We had Canadians, but we had them on the 3-way. The Habs allowed too many goals. They had the lead, would lose the lead. Had the lead, lose the lead. And then they actually came back, tied the game right before the end of the third period, went to overtime, and they won. So we lost. But if you were able to jump on the Canadians closer to the puck drop, it would have been a reasonable money line to jump on, and I would have. But since we lost it, it went from 147 all the way down to one. It was in the 160s, and then when we recorded, and then it went back to I believe like 140ish. So if you had the money line, congrats. I wish I did. Golden Knights Flames. I felt like we were all over this one with the Flames, and it should have got there, but we had a little bit of bad luck in this game, in my opinion. Flames go up 2-0 early, and then Aiden Hill gets injured, the VGK goaltender. Our handicap was to fade him. The backup comes in and was amazing. I believe he didn't allow a goal. I think he got like 30 stops or whatever. And VGK dominated. At the end, Eichel, I believe this was the third period. Eichel kind of pushed the pad with his stick for a goal on Dustin Wolf, the goaltender, and I don't know. The announcer said it should have been something that should have been reviewed or challenged. I don't believe they challenged it, or I think they did and lost the challenge anyway. Golden Knights ended up rolling. Flames never scored again, but we were on the right track there. Just a random Aiden Hill injury. He comes out. Backup goalie Schmidt, I think, was dominant. Just a bad luck for us on that one. Wild Stars, yeah, I'm convinced this Stars offense for sure is one of the best, if not the best in the league right now. I think they have the best power play, and they dominated the game, in my opinion. Scored, I think on no, I think they didn't score on one power play, maybe too late. But at the beginning of the game, they were on fire. So we cashed their 3-way. They got the job done in regular time. But we also had the under. This was a disgusting beat. I believe it was 3-0 heading into the third period. Wild kind of scored 2 quick goals and then 2 empty net goals for the Stars. That goes down in flames. That was just another one. Bad luck. I feel like we were on the right read there. Ottinger played amazing. He had a great game. Allowed 2 goals. One of them was on a power play. 2 of them might have been on the power play, but he was amazing. This game should have went under. We kind of caught a bad break there, which happens. Sometimes you get these. We are talking about it yesterday that there's a lot of variance with the totals when it comes to the end of the game, empty nets, that sort of thing. But sometimes they go your way, sometimes they don't. And this game didn't break our way. So that brings us to Penguins Ducks. Had the under in this game, under 6. That was one we talked about, but added on late on Twitter. Follow us again, DDSN_US. But yeah, Penguins came out on fire, got a couple lucky bounces in the net. Start off the game 2-0. Ducks come back 2-2 at the end of the first period. A whole lull until late in the second. And I believe that's when it got to 6 goals total. They don't score in the third period. Overtime. Game lands 7. What are you going to do about it? So again, sometimes that happens. Yesterday was definitely a day where a lot went against us. So hopefully we get some good bounces tonight. Not bounces, slides. I don't know what you would call that in hockey terms. We'll have to think of something. But yeah, nothing on the Hurricane Sharks for us. Hurricanes kind of dominated. If you had the puck line, you cashed there. Sharks game went under 6.5 though. I believe landed 6. So if you had that, great. All right, we're about 6 minutes in, and let's go into tonight's games. Again, remember our record is 21-22. We're down 0.9 units. Small, not a big deal. But again, we expect better of ourselves. So first game, 6 p.m. Senators minus 108 versus the Buffalo Sabres minus 106. Total of 6. Yeah, Sabres have not won a game yet. They started off slow last year and even went on a losing streak of, I think it was almost 10, maybe more than that. But they're on a 3-game losing streak right now. Senators have 23-year-old hot prospect, my opinion. I think he's a good prospect. Levi Marilainen. We'll work on our pronunciations. He was pretty good last year whenever he got an opportunity to play when Ullmark was injured. He'll be going up against Alex Lyon. Again, over 3 this year. He started every game in net for the Sabres. Losing streak. I wanna take this one under 6. Again, I like the goaltender for the Senators, Levi. We'll call him Levi. He's strong and a perfect backup that should be well rested. I like this under 6. I want to go with the Senators, but in hockey, it's kind of tough because once it gets to that 2-game, 3-game losing streak, normally you'll get that win. A team will, boom, get that win. We see it. I see it time and time again. If they lose more than 3, then you probably want to just keep fading them because it could be a long losing streak. So that's why I was hoping to get maybe some plus money. $1.08 isn't a terrible number, but I just haven't been able to get there with the Senators. I want to, and maybe that's one where we go with our gut feeling, our gut saying Senators, and back this goalie with the under. So we'll think about it. We'll think about it. Let me just write it down because I do like it, and I think it's all right to fade the Sabres here because of this goaltender matchup. But we'll make a decision later. But definitely we're in on under 6. That was minus $1.07, so pretty nice number there. Again, I just wrote these down not long ago, so the prices should be pretty similar. Unlike yesterday, where there were a couple hours, I wrote them down a couple hours earlier. Whatever. The second 6 p.m. game is going to be the Florida Panthers laying $1.50 at the Detroit Red Wings plus 132. Totals at 6. Excuse me. Bobrovsky in the net. He's been great against the Red Wings, but also Cam Talbot is in the net for the Red Wings. He's been on fire so far this season. The 2 games he did play, I believe Red Wings won both of those against the Maple Leaves, and he stopped 58 out of 63 shots. Not bad. That's pretty high percentage. So he's red hot. Red Wings are kind of, I believe they're 2-1 right now. I got it right here. Yeah, they're 2-1 right now. So I did make the decision. I did it. I'm gonna go ahead. Panthers are also coming off a loss. They lost on Monday to the Flyers. I keep wanting to say the Gritty because of the mascot, but they're the Flyers. Philadelphia, and they're on the road again in Detroit. I like it. I might as well throw a shot here with Cam Talbot, ride the wave, ride the hot streak, especially with these goaltenders if they're hot. Usually they'll have a bad game and crash and burn, 4 goals, something like that, allowing. But home game, it's at home. If they were on the road, I wouldn't bet on the Red Wings. I would just take the under. But since the Red Wings are at home, I kind of like this under the total as well as on the money line. Of course, we're getting a nice price here, $1.32. Panthers dealing with some injuries from the offseason. So maybe that might start playing a factor. It didn't in the beginning of the season, but again, they played. Who did they play? They played Chicago, and I forgot what the other team is. Excuse me, but I like it. Let's get some plus money on the board here. We'll back a hot goaltender. Nice plus price. I like it. Under 6 and Red Wings plus 132. I like it. Now time for the 2 late games. The Calgary Flames on the ice again. Back-to-back for them. Like I said, they played Vegas last night. They'll be at Utah. I believe this is the Mammoth home opener. I think so. Let me double check here. Yep, this is the Mammoth home opener. So they're gonna have the Flames. That is, the Flames are gonna have Devin Cooley in the net. First start of the season. He's a journeyman. Allowed basically 5 goals a game last time he played at this level with the San Jose Sharks. So not good. Flames coming off like debilitating loss. I mean, they had that game. They're playing great, and then boom, 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 boom. Vegas just like stole that from them. So I think that's going to be a lot for them to come back from, especially now having to go on the road. Utah home opener. I like this one to go under. Vizmelka's been hot. This Mammoth defense has been hot. I believe they're ranked in the top 10 in almost every category. They're very strong right now. Let's ride this defense. Let's get this game under the total. Nice price, laying $1.08. And I also like the Mammoth on the puck line. Again, we're fading Cooley. We're fading Cooley in his first start. A lot of these young goaltenders, he's not young, but a lot of them, they'll have a great first start, and then the next game, awful, happened with the Penguins. But I think that because it's the Mammoth's home opener, we're gonna have to back them. We'll lay the puck line, $1.10, plus $1.10. Remember, I'm not gonna play a puck line if it's not plus money. But in this situation, I did not want to do a 3-way here, mainly because I didn't want to do the 3-way mainly because of the price. It was a minus $1.45. Yes, that's not bad if we really love the Mammoth here, which we do. But if they can just get 2 goals, get a good lead. We like this defense. All of that together, this is a good time to take the puck line. I like it, especially because it's a home opener. I'm laying it. Also the under, so I'm hoping for a 3-1, 4-0 type of game here. 2-0, anything like that would be perfect. All right, next game is going to be the Chicago Blackhawks against the St. Louis Blues. I don't want anything to do with the Blackhawks. RV's terrible against the Blues. We have to fade the Blackhawks here. Joel Hofer in goal. For the Blues, he's been amazing. For St. Louis, less than 2 goals a game, averaging 1.5 actually goals against. 2-0 so far to start this season. Don't want to mess with the. I know a lot of these Blackhawk games have been going under. Same with the Blues, but I don't want to mess with the total here. I just want a nice Blues win, so I'm laying the puck line with the Blues 1.5. Hopefully, we can get a 6-2, anything like that type of win here. 4-1, I'll take it. But if you don't want to do that, if you want to take the Blues and the under, anything like that, I don't blame you. But at minus 240. I mean, if you want to take a shot with the Blackhawks just because they're 208, I wouldn't recommend it. Like I said, I do not like Soderblom here, especially against the Blues. Blackhawks have burned us a couple times already this season. So I'm just going to lay the puck line with the Blues. I like that. And that's everything. We only have a 4-game slate here. Maybe let's see here. What do we have tomorrow? Oh yeah, we got a nice schedule tomorrow. Even NFL on, we still got a nice schedule. So let's go back over what we have. So we went over the recap from yesterday. Let's go over what we have now. And again, record 21-22 minus 0.9 units. That way we could keep track, transparent. First game, 6 p.m. Senators Sabres. I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm just going to trust it and go with the Senators. If I regret it, we'll talk about it tomorrow. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to go ahead and lock it in. Senators money line minus 108, along with the under 6 minus 107. So decent prices on both of those. So we got those two in the first game. Now the next game, Panthers Red Wings. We like it under 6. This is minus 132. Let's get the 6 before it goes to 5.5. Again, 5.5 doesn't matter. Empty netters. So this is it just makes things much easier. I'd rather push on an empty netter than lose an empty netter. Last night I was hoping for a push in the Stars game with the empty netter. I'll just take it. We had the under, but anyways, yeah. All right, Flames Mammoth. We have under 6, and we're laying the puck line with the Mammoth. Even if we get bid on the under and we get the puck line, we'll be up 10 cents. Not ideal. That's not what we think is going to happen, but if it does happen, we'll live with it. And Blackhawks Blues, we got the Blues laying the puck line. I like it. Plus money, so get it now while it stays plus money. I really don't recommend it once it's no longer plus money. It's just I'd rather just lay the 3-way at that point just to be safe. But all right, that's everything for today. Short episode. We just have to recap, and then only 4 games tonight. So let us know. Hit us up on Twitter, YouTube, whatever. I'll be posting the video on YouTube like always, posting the clips, and then of course the whole broadcast will be up on X. And because we only have 4 games, there's nothing else I'm going to add. The only one I thought about adding was the Senators, and we've got it. So everything else is good. We're just going to look at the numbers here and see how these play out throughout the afternoon. I think these all should be, like I said, we talked about the ones that we may have line movement in, and that's probably going to be, I could see the Mammoth total going to 5.5. I could see Red Wings game going to 5.5. So we'll see what happens. And maybe we get a better price on the Red Wings, but I'm happy with plus 132. But that's everything from me here. Thanks for tuning in once again to the Puck Drop. Let's get a winning day, and we'll see you back again here tomorrow.